Hello YouTube, this is Necrostevo and you're watching one of my narrated Wi-Fi battles. Today we have yet two more matches in the ICL series from this past January, and you did see a Quilava and a Superior in the team preview. I wouldn't save a battle if it weren't at least interesting, so let's kind of just see where this goes, I guess. I actually start off with trying to use my after you focus punch strategy, but since this is a Cinccino that I actually bred pretty early on in 5th gen, it doesn't have a max speed IV, therefore it doesn't outspeed Superior, which would have been nice, because then I would have been able to put that thing at below half health with the focus punch. And maybe I should have just attacked the Quilava, because I was definitely not expecting that thing to burn me. I knew generally what to expect from Superior. Quilava, not so much. But that's okay, because now I can kind of just scout out with my Cinccino to see what he wants to do. I think I go for an Earthquake this turn to do some damage to the Quilava as well. He actually Leech Seeds up. It would have been a really nice move to use after you and use Substitute. That would allow me to get up an early Substitute, blocking both the Leech Seed and the Will-O-Wisp. Unfortunately, that just comes with experience. I guess I didn't really know what to expect from Quilava and Superior in VGC doubles. Also, unfortunately, I have a really high HP investment, which means he's going to be getting back a decent amount from the Leech Seed, and also couple that with my burn damage, I'm going to be whittled down fairly quickly. Expecting a fire attack or maybe him trying to burn my Cinccino, I go ahead and switch out to try to keep Cinccino's Sash intact, and he actually goes for Grass Pledge, waiting for Quilava to move. Grass Pledge and Fire Pledge actually activating concert if you use them together like that, so that means the priority is sped up. And I did call that correctly. Since he went for the Fire Pledge secondary, it's going to hit Quilava, and then the Quilava is going to use it on my Ninetales, so I was good to switch out Cinccino there. I go for the Shadow Punch, but with the Reflect and me being burned, I don't do any damage. And that seems to be a max physically defensive Quilava as well. So, yeah, I'm getting completely trolled by a Quilava and a Superior. I will say, if I'm going to be trolled by some Pokemon, at least it's the starter Pokemon, because it took me a little while to get anything going during this match. Here I get to go for a Fire Gem boosted Heat Wave after he puts up the light screen. But fortunately for me, that's still a really powerful attack in the Sun and Stab, and Superior does not take that well at all. It doesn't do any damage to Quilava really, but that's okay. I can kind of work around that. I just really need to get rid of Superior based on what's happening in the match so far. So fortunately, I'm able to go for the Shadow Punch, take out the Quilava. I don't think that crit mattered, just because I would have been able to hit it again on the next turn. And I think I was outspeeding him, so I don't think that would have mattered too much either. And then I'm going to end up going down to the Burn and the Leech Seed damage here at the end of the turn. Now with the Sun up, that means I can either go back into Cinccino to try to Helping Hand Ninetales some, or I can go out into Venusaur to kind of try to outspeed his team and try to get some momentum back on my side of the field. I chose to go out into Venusaur because I knew I could outspeed anything that he saw fit to bring out. And I wasn't really sure what to expect from Tauros. I knew it would probably be Sheer Force, which means Rock Climb and Zen Headbutt and things like that. But it's still VGC, so people tend to run unconventional stuff. He does go for Zen Headbutt, and he goes for it on Ninetales, which I thought was interesting. Why didn't he just go for the Rock Climb? But whatever, it's still enough to knock it out. The Grass Pledge and the Fire Pledge are still in effect on my side of the field, knocking off a percentage of HP every turn. And the light screen is still up as well. So my work is cut out for me. I can't even use my Solar Beam against Buffalant because it's very likely that it has Sap Sipper. So I just go for a Helping Hand boosted Sludge Bomb. And based on the damage that this does, if the light screen weren't up, that actually may have been able to KO. I don't know, because the damage gets cut in half, so I would have done double damage. But anyways, though, I am kind of at a loss this match. I can't actually hit the Buffalant if it does have Sap Sipper, because my only attacking move, as you all know from the last videos, is Bullet Seed. So yeah, that's a thing. Bullet Seed, I guess, would just raise his Sap Sipper boost, and it wouldn't actually do anything. But he actually has the Revenge, so he's able to do double damage there. And he's just going to end up, well, after that turn, the effects of that, the Sea of Fire disappear. And once again, because of my imperfect speed IVs, he outspeeds me once again and finishes the battle off. But I still really enjoyed that match, if for nothing else than my opponent's originality in the battle. If I'm going to lose, I better go out in a blaze of glory. No pun with the blaze and the fire in that match in the sun. We're not talking about that. Anyways, though, second match. This is one of the few matches out of, I think I had 9 matches, maybe 10. And this is one of the few where I actually used Hitmontop. And Hitmontop was really effective in this battle. The Hitmontop I have actually has Feint, Mach Punch, Wide Guard, and Close Combat, and it carries leftovers. And it's very specially and physically bulky. And it also has Intimidate, so I don't even have, it's not even a Technotop, so it's a really weird set. And I think I gave it just enough special and physical defense EVs to survive Psyshocks from things like Latios with a good amount of health, so that they can hit back easily. I thought it was weird that he went for the fake out on Hitmontop. He must have just been trying to stop my fake out from hitting him, because most people like to use fake out on Dragonite. I just go for the choice Bandit Outrage. I don't think that crit mattered unless he was physically defensive. Most of the time when you see Togekiss in VGC, it's just running Scarf and you see a lot of Air Slash. But he tried a nasty plot up, so I thought that was interesting. His secondary Pokemon is Starmie, which sucks because I am stuck on Outrage. Starmie outspeeds me, and there's not much I can do about it when he's trying to hit me with an Ice Beam. Of course, my multi-skill was broken when I hit his Togekiss because of the Rocky Helmet. So Dragonite is unfortunately not able to do much more than that. But stopping Togekiss is pretty notable. Now you see how little this Acrobatic does. Even without the Intimidate, his attack would have been back at normal, and it would have done maybe half, if that. So I wasn't really worried about Infernape at all, unless he used like a sun-boosted Flare Blitz. And even then, my Venusaur could outspeed him and hit him with a Sludge Bomb. So I'm not really worried about Infernape. I'm just basically trying to whittle it down to a point where my Pokemon can handle him a little bit easier. Starmie has some super effective moves against the remainder of my teammates, but as long as I predict correctly, I can kind of play around him a little bit. Now he goes for a close combat on Ninetales, and it's perfect that I intimidated him in the beginning of the match, because with his attack cut, he's not going to be able to knock out Ninetales, and this Ninetales doesn't have any defense or HP EVs. It's pure special attack and and speed, excuse me. So with that, I'm able to heavily damage the Starmie, and on this upcoming turn, I can choose whether I want to finish off the Starmie or with the -1 on his Infernape's defense, try to go for some priority there. But that's one of the examples where you see where Feint is useful, whereas Mach Punch would definitely not have knocked out Starmie. Feint, while a very weak move, not only cuts through the Protect, it also allows you to pick up the KOs on things like Starmie that will certainly outspeed you. Now, he does have -2 defense now with Infernape. He's used 2 close combats at this point. He's maybe at about 52% HP, and his last Pokemon is actually Electivire, which I thought was pretty interesting. Venusaur, I was pretty sure I could one-hit KO Infernape and maybe even Electivire if I use Solar Beam. But with the 2 Pokemon that he had, I really thought that his Electivire was a bigger threat overall just because of the coverage it can run, and it has a really high attack stat, and it's not intimidated like Infernape is. So I just go ahead and go for the Life Orb, Stab, Solar Beam on Electivire, finish it off in 1 hit. I was happy to see that air balloon notification because that means he couldn't just levitate. That means he couldn't have a Focus Sash and ruin my day. And he actually surprises me with this Heat Wave. Not only is it stab, but it's also, he's at a normal special attack level. He gets a useless crit on Venusaur, but that's where those special defense EVs come into play on my Hitmontop. I'm barely able to live the move. Likely also, a lot of people have been telling me to run Citrus Berry on Hitmontop, but with the EV spread I have on it, it's just better for it to run leftovers because normally it sits in for the whole battle. And so I'm normally able to get a little bit more recovery. But I'm able to hold on with like 9 HP and finish him off with a Mach Punch. So I enjoyed that match a lot. The other match was a little bit lulzy, but I appreciate that from time to time. I'm going to have probably another match on Sunday just to make up for the lack of uploads this week. I actually was doing a lot of stuff with some job fairs at the college I used to go to. And so with that, it was a little bit difficult to find, or rather to make time to put up a battle video. But I hope you guys had a great Friday, and please have a good weekend. If you all watched any of the PlayStation 4 coverage, I'm interested to know if you guys are excited about the PlayStation 4, or if you are skeptical, or if you don't care at all. I'd be interested to know why you don't care at all. Maybe you like Xbox better, or maybe you have a Wii U and you don't care for Sony's touchpad thing. I myself, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm more of a cautiously optimistic mood right now. And that's just because we haven't really seen much. It is really cool that they decided to lead with a new IP in the form of Knack. Be sure to go look up that trailer. Maybe I'll even throw it in the description if you guys really want to see it. Um, but as far as the other IPs go, it looks like we're gonna get to see some interesting things. So, if nothing else, we have at least one new IP headed into the new generation. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the console looks like, even though I probably won't really care. And I don't know, just kind of cautiously optimistic. I do predict though that we'll see the new Xbox, whatever it is, Durango, before the end of March. That's going to be my prediction. So we'll see if I'm right on that front. In the meantime, you guys have a great weekend, and I will talk to you all later. Bye bye now.